I have really been an anxious, overwhelmed mess for the better part of the past 3 months, and it hasn't been great. And I want next quarter to be better. I want it to be better. I know it can be better, and I want to figure out how to get there. So in this video, I want to reflect on the goals that I set for this quarter, how those actually turned out, what I want to do differently, what I want to change about my life over the course of the next 3 months, and show you all the art that I've made and just do a little financial review, all that kind of jazz. I want to just do a little bit of a quarterly reset for the next part of this year. Oh, and thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. It means a lot. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about what did not go well in the first quarter of this year. The goals that I didn't meet and the stuff that I really messed up and just didn't do, or that kind of ruined the past 3 months. The first one, it's gotta be just a lot of open projects, too many open loops. I feel like I wasn't very focused because I had so much stuff going on, so many long-term projects, and I did make solid headway on those long-term projects. I am working on my podcast. I have episodes recorded. I need to edit those. I need to edit those so bad. I need to figure out a vision, and then I need to hand it off to someone that I trust to do it for me. That is my goal. I have a person in mind, but I need to figure out what the vision is for the podcast, what I want it to be, how the episodes that I've already recorded fit into that plan. I think I want to structure it like a season, right? So there'll be seasons of the podcast that come out a couple times a year, slowly dripping, but I record them kind of all at once-ish or something. That's kind of my current thought about it. But I need to plan out the first season of my podcast. I've made tons of progress when it comes to the podcast, but I feel like it's quote unquote wasted time because I don't have anything to show you guys yet. That's kind of an ongoing problem for me. One of the goals that I had for this quarter, for example, was to launch a digital product. It is by far the most ambitious, comprehensive educational tool that I will have ever created. And I'm so proud of how it's coming along. But I thought that I was going to make that thing and finish it in January and launch in February. And it is mid-April and it's not even done yet. So yeah, I think I just didn't estimate that time properly. I think the development it's a different product than anything I've ever made before. It is more comprehensive. It's this all-in-one Notion workspace that I have been building and refining to run my own business for years. And then I also want to make comprehensive video documentation for how to use it and make the most of it and apply it to your own life. So it's just a different kind of thing than I've ever made before. I've made Notion templates and workbooks and stuff, and this is all of that times 10. I did not accurately gauge the time that's going to take me. And so I'm kind of revising that goal to hopefully have that launch by the end of this quarter. But that means it's a 6-month development time, right? If the end of this quarter is half of this year gone. So yeah. Another big mistake that I made in the first quarter of this year was financial. I did not properly estimate my estimated taxes to the IRS over the course of last year. And I'm so glad that I hired an accounting firm because they caught this mistake and were able to avert disaster. But I made more money than I thought that I was going to last year. And I just didn't pay enough quarterly estimated tax. And now I have the $7,000 tax bill to the IRS. So it was, we make mistakes and then we learn from them. I'm very glad that I have hired professionals to help me with taxes and accounting and payroll because it is another thing on my plate as an artist, and every single one of those additional things on my plate takes time away from me making art. And yeah, that mistake should not be anything that happens again, and I'm really glad that I caught it, and everything will be better going forward, but it was a really big mistake, and I'm embarrassed that it happened, and I feel uncomfortable saying it to you right now, because it feels like I should have known better, and I should have done better, and I I was raised by my grandma, and she is so financially literate. She is so responsible. She is on the top of her game all the time, and she raised me to know and do better. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But I don't know. It's just going to be what it is, right? So, yeah. The last really big goal that I had for the first quarter of this year was to create some kind of like short form content brainstorming and like management system for myself to be able to upload more short form video. This somewhat succeeded. I found a good workflow that worked for me to turn my existing videos into clips, so not filming any additional footage for short form. A big part of why I wanted to upload more shorts was because I feel like I'm leaving money and like just stuff on the table, like not being active on Instagram or Threads or like Twitter, TikTok, even YouTube Shorts. And so I started small. I posted probably close to like over a dozen shorts on this channel over the past 2 months. It didn't really give me enough return on my investment to want to do it more. I think it didn't hurt my channel at all, but it didn't really help it either. I think what makes more sense is for me to focus on Instagram. I know that's really crazy, and that I've made videos in the past, years ago now, but about how much I dislike Instagram. I still am not a huge fan of the platform, I'm going to be honest, but the common complaint that I had about Reels 2 years ago isn't true anymore. It's no longer re-uploaded TikToks. It increasingly feels like more original kind of content. And with TikTok's future in the US being so uncertain, I think it's more worth my time to focus on Instagram rather than TikTok right now. But I'm not totally convinced about this. I want to try posting more reels, more still photos on Instagram, and maybe being active on stories and seeing what that does for me. Possibly also like uploading, like writing some threads or something every so often and like seeing what that does. I do want to have more of a focused audience for my creative work. And I think I can find that via email marketing and Instagram. And I want to try that and see how that goes. And like, I don't know, like maybe people on Instagram will also like the business stuff and convert over to my new coaching programs or like my mentorship stuff. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, I'm kind of like refocusing is I guess what I'm really trying to say. Like none of these goals and things that happened in the first quarter of this year were absolute failures. But the big takeaway for me is that they're just taking longer than I thought. And I feel like if I really was smarter, I would have only had one goal in the first quarter of this year, or like one big project. I feel like trying to make that digital product and my podcast in short form, I was just spread too thin. But the problem, like to be honest with you, the problem that I'm experiencing is that my life is not going to get easier or less complicated. This overwhelm and this anxiety that I am experiencing right now, that I have been for the last couple of months, like I woke up this morning, like my heart was racing and I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was like so weird. This anxiety that I'm experiencing is not going to go away because my life isn't going to get calmer. I need to figure out how to relax more deeply when I am relaxing and to work more efficiently and focus more when it is time for me to work. And speaking of working more efficiently, let me tell you a little bit about the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace, because Squarespace has just genuinely made my life so much easier and is a crucial tool that I use to run my business. I currently use Squarespace for a bunch of things. With their fluid design engine, I'm able to really make my website look exactly how I want it to, from everything from portfolio pages, my online store, and sales pages for my new mentorship programs. Squarespace has a bunch of built-in functionalities for things like e-commerce, service scheduling, if you wanted to offer something like an art critique service, and email marketing. And for those art educators watching my videos, Squarespace also has course and membership features. I plan on using these myself, and I'm really looking forward to having everything directly on my website. You can go to squarespace.com/Kelsey Rodriguez and use code Kelsey Rodriguez for 10% off your first order of a website or domain. And now let's jump right back into the video. I am not struggling with the issue of there are not like enough hours in the day for me to do the stuff that I want. It is, honest to God, more of an issue of I am not using the hours that I have efficiently. I am procrastinating. I am wasting time. I am like beating myself up and like gnawing at the bars of my enclosure in my brain while I am procrastinating. But nonetheless, I am just like doing that. And it feels like I am just not relaxing deeply enough when I am relaxing. And so I am kind of constantly judging myself or something for taking time off when I feel like I really need it. And because I'm judging myself, I'm unable to truly relax and recover and rest. So I need to kind of divorce like relaxation and living my life with work a little bit. I need to have that bridge. And I think both things will benefit from that. So the big thing that I want to change in the second quarter of this year, so over the course of the next 3 months, is to not work from home anymore. I have worked from home for forever. The entirety of this channel, you guys have seen me work from home. That, you know, be that working on this channel, being a full-time artist, or doing web design work, being a virtual assistant, whatever, I have always worked from home since I graduated from college. Before that, I worked in an office as like a tech support person, but like I have always worked from home. I have never had like a commercial office space before, and hopefully today I should hear back about whether I get an office space within walking distance of where I live, and we're gonna try that. Hopefully, if I get it, we're gonna see. I really think that I'll get it. If not, I'll find somewhere else. But I want to try this quarter. I want to have one of my goals be to find and set up an office that is not where I live. So a new studio, a new office space. And I think that will be really good for me. I think being able to set up this zone and space where all I do is work and make art would be really beneficial for my productivity. Right now I have my gaming PC like on like below my work desk, and it hooks up to the same monitor that I use for work. Do you know how tempting it is to play Baldur's Gate 3 when I should be working on YouTube scripts or a painting? So tempting. So tempting. I'm on my first Dirge run right now, and it is a distraction, honestly. And I think that having a new studio space where I don't have those distractions, where I don't have my housemates or like the lawnmower noise in my neighborhood or my cat who's adorable and I love him so much.
Come here. Oh, yes, big baby. Big baby. Look at him. Oh, he's so cute. So cute. So big, so long.
But like coming in and really wanting to cuddle or really wanting snacks or, you know, whatever. I think that all of these distractions are contributing to this feeling of not being able to focus on things. And that's what I really want to get better at. That's what I really want to get better at. I think that would just benefit my life in so many ways. The last thing that I want to change about the second quarter of this year and my goals for it relate to my art and my creative practice. So I haven't made too many pieces, too many new paintings over the course of the past 3 months. I've made a couple that I feel really proud of. You guys have probably seen them. Let me get them for you, actually. Okay, we got this guy, this bad boy who's not right side up. This bad boy right here. This is an 18-inch round panel. I worked on him over the course of, I think, just one video, and I'm really proud of the way this came out. I took this reference photo for this piece on a hike that I did on New Year's Eve, and then I finished it over the course of January, and I'm really proud of this piece. I haven't done too much since then. I've done that painting right there, and not too much else. Not too much else. And I feel like I have been getting this itch creatively to work larger, take on more ambitious projects. But what happens, like what's been happening with that tree painting that I've been working on, I did the sketch for it months and months ago in like the fall, and I did one attempt to paint it, and I'm working on the second attempt, and I'm getting really frustrated with it. And I'm not preparing enough for these larger paintings. I'm trying to scale up the same process that I use for smaller paintings to huge canvases comparatively to what I'm used to, and it's not working. So what I want to try over the course of the next 3 months, instead of kind of just like jumping in like Jesus take the wheeling these paintings, I want to do more preparatory studies, more sketches, more thumbnails, like testing out the color palettes and the compositions. Like in addition to that, to more prep work for larger pieces, I want to try implementing like a lower barrier to entry, less stressful kind of part of my creative practice. Most artists use sketchbooks for this kind of thing. I have traditionally not been a big sketchbook user. I don't hate sketchbooks though. I want to try a combination of maybe sketchbooks and digital work like in Procreate on my iPad and just kind of see how that goes. I want to do more than just like spend like weeks or months at a time on one painting because I feel like I get sick of stuff. And it's a problem. I don't know. I do somewhat feel like this like feeling of feeling stuck and sick of paintings will partially be solved by expanding into a larger workspace in a new studio where I have room to grow. The space that I'm in right now is very small. And so if I have too many things going at once, the whole space gets super messy. And I'm the kind of person where I'm really affected stress-wise by visual clutter and mess. I don't like it. I can deal with it if I'm not in a space for very long, but I live and breathe in this room, basically, and it feels a little stifling sometimes. I want more. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. That is kind of where I've been at for this quarter. I set some really ambitious goals for this year. I feel like I'm still somewhat on track to meet them, but I also want to refocus a little bit. And I really feel like when you are planning the course of your year, you should just use that as a guideline, right? You're going to grow as a person over the course of those 365 days. You're going to change your goals a little bit, and that's fine. The plan should just exist as like a way to guide you and like somewhat keep you on track and help you remember what your overarching goals are and what it takes to get there, but it shouldn't feel like a prison. And I don't know, I want to make maybe a bunch of these quarterly reset videos over the course of this year, you know, like as many as, you know, this is first quarter, then we're going to do one in the next quarter, then the next quarter, and the next quarter, so there'll be 4, I think, hopefully. And yeah, I think it would just be interesting for you guys to see how my goals change over the course of this year as I grow and become a better artist and a better business person and grow my channel. I don't know, I just want to make more casual content. I want YouTube to feel fun and fresh again, and I feel like it hasn't been like that for me for a little bit. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Probably there was a ton of footage throughout with a bunch of different things going on, and I hope that was good for you. I am rambling. Okay, I have prints available on my online store. I also have blankets, super fun. I now have mentorship opportunities, check those out. And you should consider joining my email list or following me on Instagram at Kelsey Rodriguez Art because there'll be more stuff happening there soon. All right, there's some stuff on the screen right now for you to click and check out if you want to watch more content from me. And that is it from me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.